It's June 25th. I just want to give everybody an update what's going on with the Mike Lee proposal to sell not a little bit of public land, but a lot of public land. He's the Utah state senator. So I'm going to give you a brief update, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on what's actually going on and why he is so far being both very sneaky and relatively just relentless in his pursuit of actually trying to get this done. So latest update as of today. Number one, essentially to sum it up, the Senate parliamentarian halts his proposal because essentially what he's saying is basically you can't cram some sort of legislation into a budget bill. This is too far apart. This is a budget bill, and what you're trying to do is legislate, so this isn't going to fly. So that's number one. Number two, in light of that, Lee announces a scaled back version. So this is the important part. This is the scaled back version of what he's now proposing. Following the procedural setback, Lee signaled his plans to revise the bill. Forest Service land will be excluded. The sale would be limited to BLM land within 5 miles of population centers. That's an interesting one because a lot of people are saying these lawyers suck because they use words like population centers. I heard Cam Hanes say that today. No. They don't suck. They're doing exactly what they should do because they're keeping it vague on purpose. Because vagueness equals broad. What they don't want to do is be very specific, which would then limit what their intended goal is to actually accomplish, which I will get to in a minute. This reduces the total acreage to between 612,000 and 1.2 million acres. This is in multiple states, 10 or 11 different states. The focus is on parcels near towns and cities, aiming to channel the proceeds into affordable housing and infrastructure. The next thing I love so much, he also modifies this, focusing on freedom zones. He's calling them freedom zones. So this is something to me that the Democrats do. They call something a thing, and it's the exact opposite of that thing. So Mike Lee's let's call them freedom zones. The hunters and the Republicans are going to love that. They love freedom. I'm making fun of you, Mike Lee, and the team of people that's around you because it is painfully obvious to us what's going on. I'm a real estate investor and a developer out of Nashville, Tennessee. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. And I know exactly how this stupid game is played. We push super hard into here's what we would like to do, knowing that this is going to get pared back. Everyone plays the same game. And Mike, that's exactly what you're doing. And so this is the reason that the hunters are saying not 1 acre. The reason that we're not having some sort of reasonable conversation where we're coming forward and going, hey, we believe that this is a good faith effort for you to do something productive. We don't believe that because you're cramming stuff in at the last minute. I saw one video earlier where a 33-page bill was crammed into this resolution with, at 11:30 at night, where basically there was no time for anybody to read it and they were still going to have to vote on it. The Republicans don't want our politicians to do shit like that. That's not what we're into. What we would like is when you say freedom zones, define what the zones are. Tell us what those zones are. Tell us the map and parcel numbers that are included in those zones. When Trump came out with the opportunity zones, the governors came forward with studies and identified specific, down to the parcel, what areas needed to fall into these categories. And then people could come forward and say, hey, I think that mine should qualify for this based on this thing. And that's exactly what should happen now. The reason that hunters specifically are pulling so hard and saying not 1 acre is because we believe that what you're doing is not in good faith. You've come forward and look, I promise we're not going to sell any land to China. We're not worried about that. We don't want you to sell any land to anybody. I don't want a private individual to be able to buy some random piece of BLM land that just fell into this very broad category. I don't care if he's the most American Marlboro-looking man in the world. I don't want him to be able to do this. And here is why. What you're doing is short-sighted. 200 years from now, if these public lands are protected, my great-great-great-grandchildren may have some use of them that is, as of now, unidentified. We don't know what's going to be going on. There may be some random piece of BLM land that you view as a waste now that becomes the central park of an area in the future. And so when we say not 1 acre, what we mean is we don't trust you. Affordable housing on undeveloped land is an absolute pipe dream. Sorry, it is a pipe dream. That is not what happens. You look at what Harry Reid did in Nevada, where they took some public lands and they converted it. What is the average retail price of the houses that are being built on that land going for right now? The average retail price is over $750,000 based on what I heard last. It's not affordable. If you care about affordable housing, the best way to create affordable housing is not to get new, raw, ungraded land and designate that as some sort of affordable housing thing. The best way to do it is to upzone everything that's already on existing infrastructure, existing roads, existing utilities, existing corridors that are already there, that money has already been spent. You upzone everything in your entire state. Change it from single family to 2 family, or from single family to 3 or 4 family. Mike, in general, I feel like you're the type of politician that the right wants on the team. But what you're doing right now is absolutely rubbing a group of people the most wrong way that you can possibly rub them. Because what we're looking at is the legacy of what public land is. It's such a beautiful, wonderful resource that has been created and preserved for us over time. We want to continue to do that, not for my son and for my grandson, but for hundreds of years. And so what you're doing right now in 2025 is taking a resource that you have no idea the potential of, and you're getting rid of it to build some houses, which we all know that's not actually what's going to happen. It's most likely like to drill for oil, or there's some sort of minerals or some sort of ski resort. Like we all know that what's actually happening is you're not actually trying to target and loosen up 2 to 3 million acres. What is actually happening is you have a specific group of constituents that have come to you and said, hey, there's a small section over here that we need 50,000 acres or 100,000 acres, but we must disguise it in a much more broad bill. So here's the initial proposal. We know that's going to get shot down. And then here's how it's going to break down, because we do the same thing. We play the game. I totally understand it. Not 1 acre, Mike Lee. We see right through you. We know exactly what you're doing.